All right, I'd like to call our meeting to order. If you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Clerk Pro Tem, please call the roll.
Trustee Sluse? Here. Trustee Marevka? Here. Trustee Bowden?
Here.
Trustee Hudson?
Here.
Trustee Jones?
Here.
Trustee Sturba? Dr. March?
Here. All right. Public comments.
Sure. I can, Ed Nelson, on Ashburn Estates. We were wondering when the demolition of Second Street Saloon might happen.
Well, that's an agenda item.
It's a big thing in this town. We want to see the picture.
Yeah. We're actually gonna be talking about this. There's a problem with the utility pole that's gotta be relocated, so that's gotta be done first, so.
All right.
Sooner the better.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
I have a question about the variance application. When I looked on the documents of the village hall, it said that it was the responsibility of the petitioner to send notice by certified mail with return receipt requested not less than 15 days prior to the hearing. And since the variance was tabled and is going to be taken up again next month, I was wondering if the notifications were gonna be sent out by certified mail so that we could know that everyone received theirs.
They were sent out originally, right?
Right.
But they weren't by certified mail.
Right. You were at the meeting, I believe, and you
Yes, I
heard my
was.
explanation of how they were sent.
Right.
They were sent.
But
with approval.
according to the village code here, procedure, it says that they're supposed to be sent by certified mail.
And the way that I sent them, with a proof of mailing affidavit that I signed saying that I sent them, is the legal way to send them.
Why does it state that here then? I'm curious. If the procedure is written on the village website, I'm just curious.
They were mailed out.
I understand they were
Proof of
mailed
mail- And a
out.
proof of mailing is,
Well,
a
do you have the
legal way to
proof of
send them out.
mailing?
yes, of course.
So, because it was tabled and it's gonna be again next month, no other notices need to go out?
No.
Yeah, it was adjourned to reconvene on that date.
So new notices need to go out?
No,
No.
no, because it was announced at the meeting where everyone was present pursuant to notice who wanted to be there. So it can go forward. It's a
So what is-
continuation of a meeting, just like if we were to adjourn this meeting to reconvene at a certain time, we wouldn't have to publish an additional notice.
Excuse me, for the record, what's your name and address?
Judy Carlson, 200 West Street.
Okay, thank you.
Ann, did you have anything?
I don't have any new updates. I just wanted to see if anybody had any questions or anything for me tonight.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Are there any items on there that any board member would like to remove from there? If not, we've got the consent agenda approved the minutes of the January 10th regular board meeting. The payroll, accounts payable, the payroll pay period ending 1/8/22 of $33,438.18. General fund, $132,277.97. The motor fuel tax fund, $16,647.46. The capital improvement fund, $955.50, and the business development district of $14 25 for a total of $151,305.93. We also have ordinance 2202, which is an ordinance amending various sections of Village Code relative to video gaming and video gaming terminal fee. That the governor recently signed a bill allowing municipalities to charge $250 per machine. Right now, we're charging $25, so that we're changing that to $250. And then ordinance number 2203, ordinance amending the village code relative to liquor license requirements for Class F on-premises consumption license for liquor stores, convenience stores, and gas stations with video gaming, liquor L licenses. So this is just a cleanup from an ordinance that we did a few months ago, removing the requirement that they had to have 2 attendants. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Been moved by trustee Sluse, seconded by trustee Jones.
Okay. Trustee Sluse?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Marevka, yes. Bowden?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, on to the staff committee reports. Administrative Oversight Committee, do you guys have a meeting?
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. It was on the 11th. Basically, it was to get started with the whole budgeting process. Marcy got all the budget things passed out. I'll let Marcy give her own report. I won't steal her thunder. And then the other thing we started talking about was the employee insurance plan for the next year, is giving the employees a couple more choices and maybe looking at saving the village some money. So that was pretty much what we talked about.
All right. On to the downtown rehab ad hoc committee.
We did meet, I've got my dates all screwed up, but it was last week. And we just talked about right now, going with certain brick items and the light poles and different stuff like that right now for the railroad parking. And then that will be carried out throughout downtown. We just sort of talked about that, and we talked about getting bids once we put it through to our, not our construction people, but our, what's the word I'm looking for?
Managers.
Engineering.
Yeah, engineers. And then we'll be able to have people put in bids to do the work for us and whatnot.
Any questions for Shelley or the committee? Administrative report?
I don't have a report for you tonight. I'll just point out that on that video gaming ordinance, the statute did allow us to split the fee between the vendor and the business. So only half of the burden will be on the business, and that vendor pays the other half. So we put that in the ordinance.
Okay. All right, engineering, Troy.
The Wilmington Road Sidewalk Project and the Alborn Street Storm Sewer Project will be going out to bid this week. And the bid opening for those are currently scheduled for February 9th at 9 a.m. and 9:10 a.m.
Okay. Questions for Troy? All right, we do not have a police chief's report. Public Works, Bob's been hard at work the last couple of days, so I told him he could take the meeting off. His only request is, keep asking people, please don't shovel snow into the street. They realize as plows go by, throw snow on your driveway, but, try to just throw it on the side, don't throw it back in the street, because it creates a real hazard for people driving. All right, and treasurer's report.
I don't think I have much thunder, but. In your packets were the treasury report as of December 31st. So that officially ended our first 9 months of our fiscal year. I would have liked to have a 9-month report today, but you'll hopefully have it by the end of the week. January is a very difficult, busy month in my office, so my apologies. We did talk about it though at the AOC meeting, as Pat had alluded. As part of our preparation, we are getting ready to do a lot of our budget work. I've sat down with a couple of managers already and gone over some of their budgets. And then we'll all be together for the capital planning meeting, so,
And that's February 9th, correct?
I believe so,
Yes.
yes. So, just to point out a few highlights from the end of December. If you look under the general fund, under, revenue, we received about $216,000, which is what would be expected in that month. Expenditures, though, were a little bit above normal at $442,000, and just to give a little color there, in December, we had 4 payrolls that went out. 3, which, that's how the calendar fell, because we pay every other week, and twice a year we pay out 3 times in a month. But we also pay out, per the police contract, the police holiday pay in December also. So we know that going into December, it's difficult. We also had, December, we also get hit with our workman's comp insurance policy. We have to pay that then. And that's around $32,000. And then we also made our payment on our street sweeper lease. So that's the bulk of everything there. Everything else was as to be expected in a normal month. So not that we didn't expect any of those, it's just December's ugly for us. Then the other funds were completely normal. In MFT we received about $17,500. The bulk of that is a normal monthly payment of for MFT funds, but we also got about $3,500 back for part of West Street, which, as Troy's explained, we pay the expense first, and then the state reimburses us 80% of that. So that was one of the payments. So that should be dwindling down, I think, pretty soon, right, Troy? Yeah, I think there's only a few more that I have coming in. And then, yeah, then you'll see the police pension fund, because there were 4 payrolls, got a nice chunk of money of $90,230. Actually, $90,000 was the complete revenue for the pension fund. $86,000 of that was pension money from the employees and employers, and then the remainder was taxes. We do have one more real estate tax payment coming this year, which is unusual. Normally the county is done in December, but because they expanded the length of the payments that residents and corporations could make, they've pushed into January with our last payment also. So, anything else?
Do you know if the county's gonna do that again this year?
I have not heard. I wonder the same thing also. I think a lot of people liked it, but I think it put their calendar way out of whack. So,
All right. Thanks, Marcy.
all right.
All right, moving on, I don't have any comments tonight, there's no old business. New business, that item A, the chief is holding off on swearing in until possibly next meeting. Item B, motion to approve proposal for utility pole relocation for 104 and 106 North 2nd Street. So, this is the 2nd Street Saloon. As many of you know, we thought we'd have that down by now, but there's an issue with a private utility pole that is in the back of that property. And, if you wanna take it from there?
Yeah.
What we've been doing and.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. The pole is in bad shape and the contractor is refusing to work around it. We've tried to come up with solutions where we would shore it up and they would move it. The other issue is when you drop that line, for any reason, the restaurant's gonna be out of power for a certain amount of time. So we're trying to coordinate it so if that has to happen, it would have the most minimal impact on the restaurant, because that's the service line that it's feeding and only that. So we need to get that pole secure so that the contractor feels safe and that the electric won't drop on accident. We definitely don't want that to happen. If we have to drop the line, we want it to be planned. We want it to be on a day the restaurant's closed. So the contractor's been working with ComEd and contractors to get us additional prices to move that pole. It was not an issue when they first came out and did the site visit, and it wasn't an issue when they did a second site visit, but as more people from the demo company looked at it, they thought it would be too dangerous to work around. So the demo company went out and got 3 bids, and the lowest bid is just under $10,000 to put a new pole, place a new pole in the same place, but so that it'd be secure and minimal disruption for everybody involved. Now, the contractor can drop the line and put the line back. We don't have to wait an additional time for ComEd or pay additional for ComEd. So if you approve this tonight, we can go ahead and give them the go-ahead to start and
Well, first we have to coordinate with the restaurant.
right,
That's the wild card here too.
yeah. Those will still need to provide some generators so that they're, you know, even if they're closed, their freezers stay running the whole time, because it'll take about a day to get the pole changed out. And then the contractor said they could do it immediately, they could get started immediately. That it's not, the ground's not too cold or anything, they could get moving.
Was this the only quote we got for that?
There was 2 quotes.
Two quotes.
Yeah. The third one was 15,000, so, yeah, we didn't feel like we should probably give it to you, because it was irrelevant.
So this pole, it's a private pole, it's owned by Second Street?
No, by the restaurant. It's the service line for the restaurant.
Oh.
Where's the pole? Is it on Second Street property?
It doesn't appear to be on Second Street property. So it's kind of in between there and leaning on the fence a little bit. That's on the patio back
They
there.
didn't bring it up at all when they bid taking the building down?
No. I asked that question, I'm like, why didn't you bring this up a long time ago?
Yeah, you would have thought it had been part of that
Yeah,
bid.
it's not like just a little bit leaning, it's leaning, and they said, their answer to me was that when the estimators come out, they might have a different, take on it than the actual people that are gonna do the construction. So I think there was the estimator just thought it would be fine, and he later was told it wouldn't be fine.
Are these the final bids, or did you say that they're trying to get more?
No, they got
This is it?
one other one that was 15,000, so those are the,
So whose pole is it actually?
it's the restaurant's pole,
But we'll be the ones paying for it.
right?
And what's the reasoning behind it?
So we can demo the building, because the contractor won't demo the building unless the pole is secure. Because they're afraid they'll hit the line, or the pole, when they move the fence or anything around it, or shift the earth a little bit by removing the patio, that the pole will fall. And the line will be live, and then it'll go down, it'll cause havoc, and could be dangerous, so they won't do it,
So it's our contractor correcting their pole.
yeah.
Who put the pole up originally? I'm sure it was like years ago, but was it ComEd? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Some rando in the alleyway.
Yeah,
So if we want to get Second Street down, we gotta pay for this, we're out of options, right?
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
The only other option is to, just market the building, try to get somebody to buy it and have them do it. But, that's,
and they'll have to go through the same process.
yeah.
Stinks, but I want that building down. I will make a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve I'm assuming the lower bid,
Right,
for the utility pole relocation for 104 and 106 North Second Street.
Trustee Bowden?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yep.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Sluse?
Yes.
Trustee Maravka? Yes. Motion passed.
All right. Next item on the agenda is opening and possible acceptance of bids for sale of property at 304 Washington Street. We only received the one bid. We'll set that up. And it's a bid from Mead Contracting for $10,150.
Is it all signed there?
Yep.
The minimum bid was $10,000 in the advertisement.
So this is a small lot
Right.
on, does it look okay?
Yeah. I don't know, and they were required to use this bid.
I gave him this.
Well, why don't we do this, then why don't we accept the bid contingent upon their completing the official bid form and submitting it, and then we'll be done with it. But they do need to, I'm sorry, take this off a minute. They do need to sign that because that makes it clear in the bid form that they're taking the property as is, okay? And you know, in a normal real estate transaction, the buyer may want a few other things. We're not providing anything but an as-is and a quitclaim deed. Okay, so we do need to get that. So I would recommend that, see no reason not to accept it, but that's up to you, of course. But I would recommend that the motion be to accept the bid contingent upon their completing and signing the official bid form and submitting it to the clerk. And we'll be okay.
And all the stipulations are in place for the sale of property?
Yes, and they are also included in the bid form, the official bid form, yes.
Discussion?
I'll motion that.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the bid for the sale of property at 304 Washington Street contingent on the buyer completing the required bid form.
Okay. Maravka? Yes. Hudson?
Yes.
Sluse?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right. Next is a motion to approve revised design for Hometown Heroes banner. Included in your packet were some revised designs of those, of the banners. The ones that were put up were a little difficult to read, and so we asked Mike Tattersall, who did those banners, to come up with some revised designs, so I've included those in the packet. So, any discussion on that?
No, I think that was really good.
So is he gonna remake the ones that were already? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they should be remade.
Is the background gonna be a blue, or is it just gonna be like a black? What color is the background gonna be? Just curious.
Red.
They
Oh,
red,
you got it
yeah.
colored. I didn't get colored.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, the
Oh,
one
I like
that,
that, okay.
the one that
All
I,
right.
so that big one with the letters in white, yeah, I think that would be the most legible. So it's the same as that middle one, except the letters are in white,
That's much better.
yeah. All right, is there a motion to approve
I'll
that
make the
design?
motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Hudson, second by trustee Sluse to approve the revised design for the Hometown Heroes banner.
All right, Hudson,
Yes.
trustee Sluse,
Yes.
trustee Maravka, yes, trustee Bowden,
Yes.
trustee Jones,
Yes.
All right, moving on, downtown streetscape and revitalization update. At the last committee meeting, there was an alternate design presented for the committee, and I believe there's, everybody got a copy of that. Just the highlights, is a, you know, we still are gonna have a two-way traffic, angled parking, that seems everybody wanted, and so we're just gonna try to decrease the lanes to 11 feet from 12 feet to add a little bit of sidewalk on each side, but then there'll still be a lot of amenities, so the committee, I believe, thought it was a good compromise, and we wanted to kind of give our stamp to that so that we can direct engineering to keep going on this. Comments at all? Okay. It's just a discussion item today, so there's no action needs to be taken, but we'll probably bring that up as an action item just to make it official and get something for the engineers to keep working on, okay?
and I like it because it's very, it still updates downtown, but we still have a lot of parking,
Okay.
so I like that one.
So all the angled parking is the same as what it is now, right? And so-
Basically, I mean,
Yeah.
there's, because of some of the areas, you know, on the
About.
corners that are expanded, the, you know, lose a couple of spots, but
It's not
For the
losing
most part.
a whole lot, it's probably losing
Yeah.
2 or 3 spaces on each side.
And we're adding the railroad street parking,
Mhm.
formalizing that, lighting it, putting a lot of money over there. And then there's also, I think, an opportunity to expand it to the south of Main Street too, which will add even more parking than is down there currently.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more parking.
Yeah, it'll be accessible, and it'll be well lit, and it'll look nice, so.
That looks good.
All right, that is it. Any questions of the press? Any other items, correspondence, communications with the board members? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second,
Been moved by trustee Sluse, second by trustee Maravka.
trustee Sluse,
Yes.
trustee Maravka, yes, trustee Hudson,
Yes.
trustee Jones,
Yes.
trustee Bowden.
Yeah.
Motion accepted.
All right, thank you. We'll see you February 9th, that'll be our CIP meeting. Because that'll be before our next board meeting.